What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Schilling N Stunna podcast. Today we will be hitting you with our upvotes and downvotes from week 4, as well as our updated power rankings rolling into week 5. Upvote for myself this week, Buffalo, nice little rally and win over the Baltimore Ravens. Kansas City Chiefs, they actually spread the ball out to 10 different people this week. They're targeted 10 different people, so it's nice to see them trying to figure it out. The Cowboys, again, with an upvote, 3-0 with Cooper Rush. That's kind of awesome. Like, that's really, really a cool accomplishment. Philadelphia rallies from a 14-point deficit as well. Got to give them the upvote. They seem to have it figured out over there. San Francisco with the upvote after last night's... That game last night looked like it should have been like 42-7, not, was it 24-9? Like, it looked like a blowout. The scoreboard didn't do that game any justice, but they can easily win that division. Everybody is 2-2 now. I think the race is on now that Jimmy's in town. In the driver's seat. But what about you? What are your upvotes?
I mean, it's crazy because, listen, I think we both feel the same about this week. Just to stick right there with the 49ers. Elite ass defense, man. Elite. And I just, not to hop on it too much, but I will say, as long as they playing like that, it's going to be a tough out every week. You know what I mean? It looked good. It looked like they finally getting back to where they need to be. And hey, look like a good formula over there in San Francisco. Also, the Kansas City Chiefs. You ain't got to say too much about them. To me, one of the better teams in the league, maybe the best. Like we'll touch on that a little bit. But hey, Pat Mahomes, man.
Bro, what? The way
I just continuously think about that play where he had the spin move and man, look, beast. They even showed a picture where he had the tongue out of the mouth, looking like MJ a little bit, man.
Gosh.
So, which is pretty dope picture to see, man. Mahomes, and listen, we all wondered how they would look without a Tyreek Hill. Just to put out there, they now the number 2 offense in the league. So how about that, man? And to read Pat Mahomes over there.
Is now, Detroit number 1?
I'm not sure, but I know they're racking up points and they're racking up yardage. Definitely have to stat check that. Buffalo Bills as well. Now, I will say this. The offense didn't have the best game, right? But, hey, who cares? The defense is legit. And, week in and week out, man, as long as one of them clicking, they're going to be a tough team to beat every week, man. And, one of the better teams in the league. The Dallas Cowboys as well. You know what I mean? Defense is playing lights out. Lights out. They doing all this with a backup quarterback. You know what I mean? I think we all kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop. But, hey, I don't quite think it will. You see Dak a little antsy to get back out there. This is a good ball club, man. Shout out to what they're doing over there in Dallas. My last one is the Cincinnati Bengals. I think it's good just to see them kind of resembling themselves, getting back, where they need to be, kind of just trying to build off last year. The star trail look explosive. I will say the offense needs to improve, but now the defense is showing up. So I think everything is coming together over there in Cincinnati, man. That's my votes of the week.
Switching over to downvotes, Baltimore blowing a 10-point lead. And Harbaugh, what is he doing? Like, what was it last year? He went for 2, screwed that game up. He did it like twice last year. He did it a lot
last year. Yeah.
And this analytical wave missed me with that.
Right.
Just use your head, man. Like, you're a playoff team.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's just one of those things like we always talk about. If he gets that, he's a genius, but he fails, so he's an idiot. And I just kind of hate that scenario. Miami, the Tua drama is going to get weird. I don't really want to dive into it. I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
But in general, it's just such a dysfunctional organization. The Sean Payton tampering, the Tom Brady. Jacksonville blowing the 14-point lead over Philadelphia. Like, they had it going. They were going to...
Thought they had that, man.
Oh, boy, I was getting so excited. Yeah, you got to keep your foot on the gas and not ease up. But they were beating the shit out of Trevor Lawrence. The Colts, man, they look terrible. Matt Ryan looks terrible. Matt Ryan looks awful, bro. Third in the league in sacks allowed. They've given up 15 sacks in 4 games, so he's getting the shit beat out of him behind that line. And lastly, Carolina. Baker is terrible, man.
Yeah.
But I know we kind of talked about it earlier today. Matt Rule will probably end up losing his job, obviously. I'm assuming before the season's up. But Carolina does look better than they did before he showed up, in my opinion. It's just if you can't figure out quarterback, what are you going to do?
Yeah, facts.
Carolina is 32nd in the league in yards per game, so they can't even get McCaffrey going. But switching over, what do you got as far as downvotes?
First downvote, Denver Broncos. Now, it's crazy. I put them here after I lost, so scratch that. 2-2 ball club, right? But I feel like they could have easily went 0-4. So they've had some good stretches, but overall, this just doesn't look like a well-prepared football team to me. On top of that, you got a Javonte Williams hurt. You know what I mean? So I just think in that division, they still have time to figure it out. They're still in the thick of things. But I just think definitely a downvote this week, man. I don't think it looks all too well over there in Denver. Second one, I'll just touch on the LA Rams a little bit. The main thing I want to hit on, I just want to say they need to spread the ball around. The offensive line is struggling. You would think they would do more things to combat that. Stop being so pass happy. Stop being so reliant on the Cooper Kupp. But you know what I mean? Like, hey, that's his guy. But look, I don't think it looks all too well. And some could be said that, the 49ers just have that number. You know what I mean? I think it's a stat out there. Jimmy G is like 7-0 against them in the regular season. So, hey, you know what I mean? So we'll see how it looks in the next week or so. But overall this season, they've won some games, but in general, they haven't looked good doing so. Next, I will touch on the Carolina Panthers as well. Baker Mayfield is trash, you know what I mean? From Odell now to Moore, you know what I mean? It's something to be said about these receivers being frustrated. The main thing over there, just give CMC the rock. You know what I mean? Just simplify things a little bit. Give your playmaker the ball, man. But in general, man, Baker, it doesn't look like the answer. It looks like there'll be quarterback searching after this year once again. Next, the Washington Commanders. Now, I do believe right now, and you know what I mean, we'll get up to that as the year go on. But like as of right now, I think Ron Rivera is heading towards the hot seat. You know, it's like they week to week, you know what I mean, you're hearing it. The game is over, and he just got the same ass stale answer every week. Yeah, we just need to play better. Huh? You think? You know what I mean? Y'all need to do something, man. It was a sloppy game. And you're not the best team, and you can't overcome the penalties, man. 3 straight L's on a year. So definitely a downvote for me. Lastly, the Chicago Bears, man. 64 points in 4 games is not good. You know what I mean? And I just want to say right now, it sucks because it's a terrible offense that's wasting a great defense. Like that defense is getting overshadowed by a lot of teams right now. But, you know what I mean, it's just not showing up in general the way we would like it to, because everything is just leading to the offense and how bad they look. The supporting cast for Fields is awful. Chicago, even though they was going into that game 2-1, that was definitely fraudulent. I think that'd be near the bottom of the league before it's all said and done.
Absolutely. Switching over to my my top 10 power ranks. Up one spot this week at number 1, I've got Buffalo. I think they tightened some things up. They looked better this week. Philadelphia up one spot to 2. As much as it hurts me, Philadelphia looks great. I'm actually really looking forward to that matchup in the coming week against the Cowboys. Miami falls 2 spots. Kansas City moves up 2. I kept Green Bay where they were at 5. I wanted to drop them, but I couldn't. But then again, they just got Belichicked. Baltimore at 6. That's down 2 spots. Tampa Bay stays at 7. I got the Dallas Cowboys up 1 spot at 8. Again, another victory with the backup quarterback. Minnesota at 9, up 1 spot. Traveling overseas, playing early as hell in the morning. Scraping together against a tough defense and getting that dub. Yeah. I appreciate that. Rams -2. You can't lose a primetime game at home against a division rival that you should, like, you just beat them in the NFC Championship game not that long ago.
They should have lost.
They should have lost. So, yeah, I think the record's kind of crazy. Like, Sean McVay is 1-8 against Kyle Shanahan or something like that now.
Yeah. He's his daddy, for real.
That rounds out my my top 10 power ranks for the week.
Cool, man. I like that. Number 1 for me this week, I got Kansas City Chiefs moving up 5. Everything is looking good. Hey, the offense, obviously won't need to touch on that too much, man. One of the better teams in the league. The best to me right now. 2, Buffalo Bills. I have them staying right where they at. Good ball club. and they'll be right here. You know what I mean, for the rest of the year. They just a beast down there, and that defense is amazing. Number 3, I also had the Philadelphia Eagles standing still, staying in the same spot. I like them fully entrenched right here in this 3 spot. 4, I have the Green Bay Packers moving up 1. Like you said, New England Patriots, tough team. You know what I mean? It's always tough against Bill Belichick, but it's something to be said about a team that just continuously find ways to win. And that's something they've been doing, you know what I mean, the whole year. So Green Bay still at 4. Well, not still at 4, moving up 1. My fault. Number 5, I have the Miami Dolphins moving down 4 right here. Now, what I will say about this is I still think this is a top ball club, you know what I mean? But we don't know how things will look moving forward. We don't even know how this controversy is going to play out as far as the tour. Will he come back? When they look into it, how everything shakes out right now. I'm comfortable with just moving them down, but no further than that. I'll keep them at 5. Number 6 now, I have a team that's making its first appearance on the list, and this is the Dallas Cowboys. I've moved them all the way to 6. Call it what you will. I feel good having them here. Now, I have this Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 7. Now, you can make your case, hey, should this team be here? Should it not be? Whatever. But I think we've shown a lot since that first game, and I think this is a good ball club. Against all odds, they continue to win. I'll continuously say that. And, you know, I mean, we'll see how they look in the next couple of weeks. Better competition. But, yeah, Cowboys at 6 for me. 7, like I just stated, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, tough loss, but it's a good team, man. I'll keep them right where they at. Now, I do have the Cincinnati Bengals finally reappearing, finally looking back to themselves. Like I said, there's a lot of things they can show up. But, you know what I mean, I do think moving forward, they're one of the better teams in the league. And I think right now they're kind of finally finding their footing. Number 9, I moved the Minnesota Vikings up 1. Like you said, man, continuously finding ways to win. Another team. It looks good. You know what I mean? The offense is explosive. They went against a top defense over there in New Orleans. But each week, you know what I mean, it isn't always pretty, but they win. You know what I mean? Win's a win, and Minnesota winner.
I just feel like Minnesota has too much talent to suck. Like they got to win 8-9 games. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. I just had to.
Facts. Nah. So yeah, definitely upvote for them, moving them on up. And lastly, the 10th spot was so tough. Like last week, I had the Jacksonville Jaguars here. I still feel like they're a good ball club, and I kind of went back and forth. You know what I mean? Kind of thinking about moving the Rams here. But listen, man, I will go where recency bias here. Call it what you will. San Fran beat up on them. You know what I mean? They look better. It didn't look so good the first couple of weeks. But, you know, with Jimmy G in there, I think this is another team that's finally finding their identity. And that identity they have is a team that's been to multiple NFC championship game. And I think, you know what I mean, as we get further, more clarity into this playoff picture, I think they'll be right in the thick of things. You know what I mean, when it's all said and done.
I like that. I like that a lot. This is the Schilling N Stunna podcast. You got any final words?
Peace.